How's everybody doing? It's me, Pete Wagner, your ambassador. Today we are going old school. We're talking about one of the original cocktails. We are talking about the old fashioned. Throughout the years, so many people have done twists on this. According to the legend, it was started back at the Pendennis Club in downtown Louisville, and it utilized, believe it or not, Old Forester, the first bottled bourbon in the United States, only whiskey to be made before, during, and after, straight through Prohibition. Well, throughout the years, mixologists and bartenders have done their twist on it. They've done so many twists on it. You think about let's think about the mint julep. The mint julep is essentially an old fashioned plus a little bit of mint, or the Sazerac with your absinthe. There were so many people doing different twists on the old fashioned that some believe that this is where the name came from. There was a letter written to the New York Times by the Louisville aristocrat James Pepper. And James Pepper said that by the end of the Volstead Act, that all that he wanted was that old-fashioned recipe. Now, quite often when you order one in a bar, you'll see the bartender start off by throwing in a cherry and oranges and muddling that. This is not the original recipe. This actually started in around the 60s, mid-60s. And Canadian whiskeys were very popular back then. And not all Canadian whiskeys are created equal. Actually, Canadian whiskey has some of the loosest laws when it comes to the production of whiskey. So the easiest way to round out a flavor is with sugars. And they were using naturally occurring profiles. Cherry, orange, those are flavor profiles that occur in whiskey. Whiskey has over 200 flavors. Those are two of them. So they would round out those flavors with that. Today we're using good ingredients, so we are keeping it old school. To start off this recipe, we start with a sugar cube. We're going to go ahead and set that right in the middle of our glass. Now we're going to take bitters. I'm using Angostura. There are multiple kinds of bitters. This is your drink, so use what you like. I know Woodford Reserve has some fantastic bitters out there, cherry bitters, a sassafras bitters. Now I do like this bitter component, so I'm going to do about 3 or 4 splashes in there. And then we're going to go ahead and muddle that cube up. We just want it to be able to disperse evenly. You don't want chunks, but you don't have to go overboard with it. There we go. We're now going to add our ice. Very important to have a well-chilled cocktail. And then 1.5 ounces of Old Forester. Old Forester is 72% corn, 18% rye, and the rest barley. At 18% rye, that's considered high rye. So you get a nice balance. You get that sweet, that spicy, that bitter. Remember, making drinks is like baking. You want to follow those recipes. These profiles are meant to balance out. It's not like cooking where you throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that in. This is where our orange comes in. I've made an orange peel. We're going to go ahead and squeeze that and express all those gorgeous oils right over the ice. We don't only drink with our mouth, we drink with our eyes and our ears. We stick that in, and there you have your original Old Forester Old Fashioned. Cheers.